Ladies and gentlemen, it is Monday, August 25th, 2025, and that means it's time for another Mining Disrupt news surge. As always, everything that I say here is for entertainment and education, not financial advice. We're a little shy of 3 months out from this right here. Right there, those tickets, that's what you want to get right now. You want to make sure you stop. And if you have questioned why you want to get tickets to the Mining Disrupt Expo number 2, this time happening at the Irving Convention Center right there at Dallas, Texas. It's like a 15-minute drive from the big, massive airport there. I'm going to give you a reason that is at the very core of the security, the sovereignty, the very existence of Bitcoin itself. You want to get yourself to the Mining Disrupt Expo because this is the place where you can get hands-on information about what I'm going to talk about at the back end of today's news surge. Now, I'm starting to feel a little bit like Bill Murray in Groundhog Day because just last week I was telling you the price of Bitcoin was $117,000, and here we are just shy of that. We were dinking around in the 112 range for most of the week, and then all of a sudden, here on Friday when I record these, the price goes shooting up a few $1,000s over the course of 20 minutes or something, and we're back to basically where I was a week ago. Hey, look, a block was just found. All things are looking pretty good. We've got a lot of transactions in the mempool right now, back over 100,000. This is the first time I've seen that in a little minute. Blocks are coming in basically right spot on time. Priority fees, anytime fees, still low as ever. Some people say that that's not good. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about that and the larger Bitcoin ecosystem. But let's get to some news first.
Almost a decade ago, I was the Harvard economist that said Bitcoin was more likely to be worth $100 than $100K. What did I miss? I was far too optimistic about the US coming to its senses about sensible cryptocurrency regulation. Why would policymakers want to facilitate tax evasion and illegal activities? Think of the children. Second, I did not appreciate how Bitcoin would compete with fiat currencies to serve as the transactions medium of choice in the $20 trillion global underground economy. This demand puts a floor on its price, as I discussed at length in my new book, Our Dollar, Your Problem. Third, I did not anticipate a situation where regulators, and especially the regulator-in-chief, would be able to brazenly hold hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars in cryptocurrencies seemingly without consequence, given the blatant conflict of interest.
Now, I have no idea if that's how Kenneth S. Rogoff sounds in real life, but there's a couple things that really stood out to me here. People have been going on and on and on about this guy's tweet and all the things that he missed. But this just goes to show that if you have the mind, which Kenneth clearly does not, to go, hey, there are other possibilities here. Maybe I've got some things wrong, and actually be honest about that, you can learn some stuff. But Kenneth is not interested in learning about stuff. His loss, our gain. Kenneth has not opened his mind to the possibility that there are things out there beyond his conception, things that aren't tied to fiat, things that aren't tied to the $20 trillion global underground economy. If that's what he honestly thinks is putting a floor on Bitcoin, I don't even know where to begin with this guy. This ties directly into what I was saying about those fees. And the last sentence here from Sly Goomba really nails it on the head. He says, this is Sly Goomba, says, after diving deeper into this core versus knots debate, I can say one thing definitively. The best thing to do here is to continue to stack sats. I'll add in there, stay humble, but you get the idea. Stack sats. It doesn't matter. It's all noise. And right there on that same topic, the noise, the infighting, all the core. Here's Joe Burnett, MSBA, saying, when everyone is fighting on this app, it's usually a good time to buy. Bitcoin. Okay, so back to that thing I was talking about just a second ago with these fees. I've talked about it. I've pointed out these fees. They're low. And people are saying, oh, that's a bad thing. I've seen this recently. Oh, that's a sign that Bitcoin is not healthy. It's a sign that people don't want to use it because the fees aren't. Maybe the fees are a sign of other things. This ties directly into the knots versus core debate. And I think the core people are missing something on the knots side. From what I can tell, the people on the knots side see Bitcoin as a monetary protocol. That's it. End of story. Nothing more, nothing less. And they are voting, in a sense, with their wallet. Some of them actually going and buying a node for the first time so that they can do this. They can put their ideas into practice. They can go, look, this is what I stand for. And I think that is what is at the heart of this debate. It's not really necessarily about actually functionally blocking spam. Yes, I think that is something that the people on the not side would like to do, but I think it's more of a show of what they care about. Hey, I don't want that stuff on the blockchain, so I'm going to show the rest of the world that that's not what I'm interested in by going this route. And the people on the core side, from what I can tell, I'm not trying to misrepresent anyone here. I'm just saying from what I can tell, are saying we think that should be a little bit more open. We want the free market to decide. That's what I think. I've looked and I've waded through a lot of tweets and I'm trying to make sense of it. But boy, there's a lot of name calling, a lot of ad hominem attacks. There's a lot of stuff going on out there that doesn't really help me understand the core of the issue. You want full disclosure? I run knots on my node. Because I'm voting with my wallet. I'm saying I don't want the spam there. Now, you might have somebody that's going, it doesn't matter, Dell, it's still going to get on there. Okay, I'm still trying to show the network what I'm interested in. I'm interested in Bitcoin being a monetary protocol. That's all I'm trying to do by running knots. But at the outset, I said that this QR code right here, that link in the description to get yourself tickets to the Mining Disrupt Expo happening in Dallas, Texas, the Irving Convention Center, I said what I was going to talk about is going to point to a clear reason, maybe one of the clearest reasons why you want to get those tickets. It's so that you can talk to the miners that are doing this at a massive scale. I mean, huge facilities. You can talk to them. What do you care about? When it comes to core, knots, what matters to you? When it comes to spam, do you consider it spam? Do you not consider it spam? What is your take on this? And that right there, getting that knowledge firsthand from the people that are at the base layer, I mean, without mining, you don't have Bitcoin. So these are people at the very fundamental layer of Bitcoin itself. You can get that firsthand knowledge for the price of a ticket. That seems beyond worth it to me. I'll see you there in Dallas, Texas, November 11th through 13th, and I'll see you here next week.